Hello YouTube, this is Jim coming at you again from the Gadget Fanatic, and today I have a gadget, okay, that was sent to me, okay, to do a review on, and it's called the Gatekeeper, okay. It's a wireless computer lock and tracker with Bluetooth 4.0, and it can automatically lock and unlock your computer, okay. It has many functions, okay. What it can do is it'll lock or unlock your computer, or I'm sure it probably could also unlock your laptop as well. And what it does is when you walk a certain distance away from your PC, the device will automatically lock your computer. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. You can actually have it lock automatically, or you can have it come up with a screen that will allow you to unlock it when you put your password in, okay? And so it seems like a pretty handy device, and something that I'm sure would be quite useful, okay? Instead of having to type in your password, you know, to get in and out of your computer, this will do it for you automatically. This works for Windows PCs as well as Apple Mac as well. Okay, so it works for either one. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick review on this so you can see exactly what it does. Also, there's another thing that it does too. Another function of it is that if you put the actual device, the key fob, okay, and if you place it on your key ring, okay, it'll also be able to locate your keys, I guess via a little beep 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 from the key fob when you download the Gatekeeper app into your Apple device or into your Android device. Okay, so anyway, like I said, this is Gatekeeper, and it's developed and made by CoolCad Electronics, okay, and the website to the Gatekeeper is gkchain.com. Okay, so and I'll be on the website. You can sort of see a little bit about downloading the software for it and everything like that, and that's what I'll show you inside of this video that I'm going to do. So again, thanks again for CoolCad for sending this out to me so I could do a review on it, and let's take a look at it and see what it can do. All right, so here we go. Okay, so here we are with the Gatekeeper. Basically, this is the manual, the user manual. Take a look at this to see exactly what the directions show, and gives you the package contents, Gatekeeper Key, USB lock, the Gatekeeper software, okay, and as well as the Gatekeeper app itself, which can be used for your Apple device or your Android device. So this is just basically introduction of the Gatekeeper user manual, and this is the Gatekeeper itself. This is the box, okay, and I've got the gold model. There are other colors other than the gold model, but I'll just go ahead and open up here for you so you can actually take a look at it and see what it does look like. When you do open the box, and as you take the package out, you'll see that you have the key, some batteries, all right, and then you also have a key ring on the bottom, as well, of course, as well as the USB dongle that you'll connect to your computer in order to get it to lock and unlock your computer. Also, right behind this is a little instructional manual, and just gives you a product overview, and basically shows you something about about the dimensions, and also the description of the device, as well as how to power it up, and also some information about the software that you can use with this Gatekeeper chain. Okay, and so here we are. Just let you know that it does need a battery, okay, in order for it to work. And if you're curious about what kind of battery it does take, it takes the CR2032H battery, okay. And as you can see, the key itself is quite compact. It's quite small, very easy to fit in your pocket. Which of course is very convenient. That's something that you want to do if you want to have it on you while you're locking and unlocking your computer. So that's a little overview about the look of the key itself, and Next thing you want to do is just giving you a little overview about the operation, how to power it up. Basically, you open the back of the Gatekeeper key, you install a battery, you close the back, and you're ready to go. Okay, so there's no on-off button or anything like that. Okay, it's quite simple. Now, you want to be a little bit careful though when you actually do take the back of the cover off to insert the battery. You gotta be careful because there's actually a front section and a back section of the key, and if you yank on the back cover too hard, you'll start to separate the bottom from the top. And you can see there's a little separation right there, right above next to my index finger there. Little separation where I separated the top, and then you can see it separating right there a little bit. Okay, so you don't want that part to separate. Okay, all you want is the slim back cover to be taken off, and what you can do is use your fingernail and just slide it down the side of the key itself, and that will take the cover off. Okay, I have to snap the top and the bottom of it back to the top. It did become separated a little bit. Okay, so not a big deal. It was no issue at all. Now just go ahead and insert your battery. Okay, and then put the cover back on. Just line it up there, and just let it snap back on, and you're good to go there. So no issues there at all. Very, very simple to put that on. Like I said, the battery again is the CR2032H, and that is the type of battery that comes that comes with the package. Okay. Next thing you want to do is download the software, as I just indicated. You want to go ahead and download software with the device. Now, this is the actual Gatekeeper website. Shows you a little bit about what the Gatekeeper key will do. Okay, here is the gold version, and here's a black version of it as well. Okay, and you'll see some other colors here in just a moment. Right here, black, silver, you got orange, and even a blue. Okay, so, and here again is a picture of the key on the key ring with your keys attached. Okay, so the next thing you want to look at here is on the website, when you go into the section about downloading the software, you have some options, of course. The main application is what you want to download first, all right? The firmware is something you do later. Gatekeeper main application will be for Windows, as well as the Gatekeeper main application for a Mac device, okay? Also, there are instructions you can download on how to update the firmware, or how to install the Gatekeeper itself, a quick start guide and user manual. So yeah, this website does have a lot of information you can use if you have any questions about how to actually get your key up and running. All right, so I'm going to go and download, of course, the application from the link provided. Right here it says, like it shows, install, run the setup file Gatekeeper Setup.exe. Okay, so it's an execution file is what it's going to download. Of course, I'm going to download the Windows version. Okay, for my Windows machine, it says Windows 7, 8, and 8.1. Not certain if it would work with Windows 10 right now, but I have to suspect that it probably would work with the Windows 10 machine as well. So yeah, so anyway, that's basically all the instructions needed in order to download the main application to get this to work. All right, so I'll go ahead and I've downloaded it, and here is the Gatekeeper Setup. Okay, the exe file is right here. All right, and so I will go ahead and download that. And I did already install the Gatekeeper, okay, previously. So I'm just going to go and run through this for you, okay. This is how you do it. Basically, you just go ahead and hit the I agree when you want to set it up, okay. And just give it a few moments for it to download, okay. And then you'll get another window here. This is welcome to the device. Driver installation wizard, okay, and you just go ahead and hit next on there, okay, and just wait a few moments and it will go ahead and download the software. If you'd like to install this device software, of course you want to hit yeah, go ahead and install it, since of course you do want to have this installed, okay. So that takes care of that. Just give it a couple of moments for it to install the software. Just doing right now, and as you can see here, the device driver installation wizard, it shows that Texas Instruments, okay, the driver name, has been downloaded and is now ready to use. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and hit finish on this. Okay, yeah, since looks like everything was done successfully, so we're just going to go ahead and close out of this window here, and then we'll go ahead and launch the Gatekeeper. Okay, right, as you can see here, it says launch the Gatekeeper. By default, it just says launch the Gatekeeper. So we'll go ahead and launch that up. All right, and we will go ahead and get out of this screen. Don't need to be on the Gatekeeper website anymore. Next thing you'll do here is you will see something that shows please insert the USB lock to enable the Gatekeeper. That's the first thing that comes up. All right. So what you'll want to do, of course, is you need to insert your the little dongle. All right, and that's the little that is the little device I showed you earlier. Okay, and also if you have any questions or anything about, you can go back to the instructional manual, and it shows you exactly what you need to do with the Windows or Mac machine in order to get this installed. Okay, so yeah, so what we'll do then is go ahead and take the USB dongle out. Okay, and when I took it out, it flew out, so be careful of that. But yeah, just go ahead and take that out. And I have a little USB hub here, okay, a little 4-port hub, and I'm going to go ahead and insert my dongle into the hub. I'm sure I just use the hub so it'll make it a little bit more easier to see in the video about me inserting the dongle into the hub. And once you do that, okay, you're just going to go ahead and hit OK here, and you should be all good to go. Okay, so yeah, just go ahead and hit OK. Now sometimes it doesn't go on the first try. I did hit OK, and of course it didn't recognize it. Okay, so after I did this, it's installing the device software. Okay. It did it once, but for some reason it did it again. Just a minor glitch. It's not a big deal. The device driver software installs, within about 10 seconds or so. Not a big deal. Okay. So anyway, now it shows here that the device software has been installed successfully and that I'm ready to use it. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is when that is recognized and it does come up, you'll see here where it does talk about registering your key. So please touch your Gatekeeper key to the USB lock. All right, so what I've done here is I've actually gotten it and putting the key itself right next to or touching the USB dongle. Okay, I'm just touching it right there, right next to the dongle. Okay, and once I've done that, what you need to do is once it is registered, you need to input your credentials. So you'll need to go ahead and put the password that you have in your computer into the lines where it asks you to put your credentials in, and then it'll go ahead and register the key, and now it'll understand what your password is so they can unlock your computer. So pretty simple there. That process took almost no time at all. Okay, as you can tell, the signal strength is very good because of the fact that the actual key itself is 6 to 7 inches away from the key dongle itself. You have two options here as well: lock your computer automatically or unlock computer automatically. Of course, I have both of those set up. Okay, and you have a distance. You can also either have it near, medium, or far. Okay. So also one thing you have to realize too is that it will not work with this window open. Okay, so you have to close this window for the Gatekeeper key to work. Okay, and it even says on the bottom of the window, your computer will not lock while this window is open. So make sure you close that up. Okay, like I've just done here. And what I'm going to do now is I will go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and walk away from my computer. Okay, and while I was doing this, I actually had somebody else helping me here, and they were watching my computer as I walked away from the computer. Okay, and as soon they gave me a signal as soon as my computer went off, and I stopped, marked my spot to see exactly how far away I was when the computer was locked. As you can see here, it just locked. And in this scenario here, I was about 8 feet away from the computer, okay, when I was given the signal that the computer had locked, all right. And then I started walking back to the computer, okay, after the computer had locked, and I was about 2 feet away from the computer, and as you can see, it unlocked, okay. And again, I'm just showing you that I did have the key itself in my hand, all right, and it did lock, it did unlock perfectly. Not a problem at all. Worked absolutely brilliantly. Not a problem. Like I said, I was about about 6 feet away, about 6 to 8 feet away, um, when it did actually lock the computer. All right, and then like I said, about 2 feet away when I did when it did unlock. Okay, so I just tried it once again to make sure that it would work, and this time I was about 7 feet away when it did lock, and then of course again about 2 feet away, and I locked it again. No problems at all. So there's 2 attempts that I tried to see how it would work, and it worked perfectly. Not a problem at all. I had absolutely no issues whatsoever in regards to locking or unlocking my computer. Okay, and this is just showing you at the very bottom of my screen. That is just the little icon that shows you that your Gatekeeper is connected. All right, and that's where you go to open up your window if you wanted to open it up again, which I've done right here. Now, signal strength, as you can see, is still good. Okay, and like I said, you just go down and look down in your toolbar there, and this is where you will find the icon in order to open and close the window for your Gatekeeper. Okay, so again, everything looks great, not a problems at all. Like I said, if you do want to update your credentials or you want to change your password or whatnot, you would do it through that update credentials selection there. Okay, now what I've done here is I thought, you know what, let me go ahead and take it another step further. Okay, and let me go ahead and go with the near and see exactly how far it would be before I lock when I go with near. So I went ahead and took my key fob again with me and walked away, and this time, believe it or not, when I was only about 4 feet away from my computer, it did lock. Okay, so it was closer. Okay, instead of the median being about 7 feet or so, anywhere between 6 and 8 feet with the regular medium distance. This one I chose the near, and it was within about 4 feet. It locked, okay, and as you can tell again, when I walked back, it unlocked my computer perfectly, no issues at all. Okay, so that takes care of that portion of it. Now I'm going to show you again in regards to the firmware itself. Okay, there is supposedly a firmware update for the Gatekeeper Key. So I went in to take a look at the into the website again to download the Gatekeeper firmware. Gatekeeper firmware, as you can see right here, I've downloaded it, and I've gone ahead and selected that. I'm going to run it. All right. So in the run for this, please make sure you have done the following. Okay, install the Gatekeeper software, which I've done. Quit the Gatekeeper application, which I've done. Okay, and plugged in the USB lock, which has been done. Okay, all that stuff has been done. So I went ahead and hit next after this. Okay, to go ahead and update the firmware. Please make sure the Gatekeeper software is not running, and try again. Okay, so that was a little type of an issue. So I just went ahead and went into the Gatekeeper. Okay, into the app again itself. Or into the software, and I made sure I hit quit Gatekeeper. Okay, so I went ahead and quit it because maybe I had not had not closed or shut down the software, so I went ahead and did that. I went ahead and tried it again. Okay, you have multiple gatekeepers. They will be programmed one at a time. Please key next to the USB lock. Place the key next to the lock. And click next. All right, make sure the battery is inserted in the Gatekeeper key, and obviously you know it is inserted since you saw me do that in the video. Okay, so and here again, just to show you that that is where the actual USB dongle is located. All right, and I'm going to put it right next to it. All right, touching the USB dongle. Okay, I'm going to have to make sure it's touching, and then we're going to go ahead and give it another try. All right, so I went ahead and hit next here, and I have the same type of message that I had before. I'm going to go ahead and just click continue to go ahead and download this firmware. I just clicked on the details to see if anything was there that I needed to know, but there wasn't, so I just went ahead and hit continue. Okay. Um, After I went ahead and hit continue, um, did, um, this window popped up again. All right, to continue again. So I'm thinking, well, that's really weird. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. So I just went ahead and quit. So let's go ahead and restart it again. So I went ahead and restarted again, hit run, and it comes back to the screen again to install the Gatekeeper software, quit the Gatekeeper application, which I did, and plugged in the USB lock, which has been done. So I went ahead and hit next, okay? And the same window came up again, and I had this again, okay? Um, some type of an exception has occurred in the application. If you click continue, the application will ignore the error and attempt to continue. So I says, well, let's go ahead and ignore it and attempt to continue. All right, and I don't think it actually downloaded the firmware. So, like I said, that's something I tried over and over again, and that did not work for me. Okay, so the next thing I tried to do was to go ahead and there is an application, a Gatekeeper application. All right, it's called Gatekeeper Locate and Alert. Okay, and you can find these apps in both if you have an Android device or if you have an Apple device. Okay, it's available. They're very, very easy to find. All right, so you go ahead and download those apps into your Android phone or into your Apple phone. Okay, so I went ahead and downloaded the app into my Android phone, and it downloaded without any problems whatsoever. It was fine, and you can see what the app actually looks like. Okay, um, when it's downloaded. Now, the first thing that will come up, it's going to request Bluetooth permission request, and so I'm going to let the app allow to turn my Bluetooth on so I can add the key. Okay, now, same thing goes with the Apple, with the iPhone 6 I have here. Gatekeeper like to send you notifications, and for right now, I just went ahead and hit don't allow. I don't think that that's necessary. Okay, so now you can see on both phones it says to add key. All right, in both phones. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to add key with the Android device, and no devices were found. So I said, well, let's go ahead and hit the add button again to see if that would work. And again, it came up with no devices found. So I went ahead and just hit retry, okay, to see if that would work. And nothing came up. And so I thought, well, let me go ahead and hit add again. It says, please select a device. Unfortunately, I can't select a device. It did not add a device. Okay, so I went ahead and hit scan again to see if that would work, and it never did find the device. So I thought, well, let's go ahead and try the Apple device and see if it'll work with the Apple. Okay, went with the iPhone, and again, it said no devices found. All right. Again, I went back to my LG G2, the Android device here, and of course it says no devices found again. So with the iPhone, I went ahead and hit scan again to see if it would come up and find the device, and it just would not find the device for some reason. I had a little bit, like I said, an issue trying to get this to work. So I thought, well, you know what? Maybe the issue might be that I might have the key itself too far away from the phones while I was trying to have the devices try to locate the key itself. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and place the key right next to the phones. Okay. Or even better yet, maybe I would try and um, try to get it closer so that I could get it to connect. Now, as you can see here, it says in the directions, press the plus button to add a Gatekeeper key to the app, okay, which you saw that I tried, okay. Place the key very close to the phone, okay, so that may have been where I went wrong the first time. And also, a list of available keys will be displayed. Select the one with the small number written to the right, okay, to its right. But you can't do that until it actually recognizes the device. Type in a name for the key and press OK. This key will add the key to your list. Okay, so that's basically what the instructions are in order to add the key to the app. So I thought, well, let's just do this. Let's go ahead and place the key in between the two phones. So I'll be absolutely sure that that the key is close to both phones. All right, and so upon doing this, I went ahead and tried it again to add the key, and for some reason I had a hard time here again. Had some difficulty connecting. Of course, you can see the Bluetooth is on with my Android device. Okay, it is on. Okay, everything seems to be working as it's supposed to. So I had seems to have no issues there at all. And I thought I'd just go ahead and try it again. And of course, I had difficulties again with trying to set up or hook up the key into my Android device. In the iPhone again, I thought I would just verify and check to make sure that the Bluetooth was on. And as you can tell right there, the Bluetooth was on. Okay, and there was no issues in regards to having the Bluetooth signal turned off. So I thought, like I said, just try it one more time to see if I could, get it to work. And again, I was unable to get the key to add into the app. Okay, so that was my review of the Gatekeeper key fob, and as you can tell, I have to say that it really, really was a handy device when I walked away from my PC. It did actually what it said it would do, and that is as I walked either 5 feet away or 6 feet away from my PC, it would definitely lock the PC out. And so that worked great. You can also change the distance of how far you want this to be activated. So you can walk 20 feet away, you can walk 10 feet away, like I showed in the video. And it did lock the computer beautifully. It was absolutely fantastic. As I got close to the PC, I would say within like 2 or 3 feet or so, as you saw in the video, it did unlock the computer, and it was perfect, not a problem at all. So it really, really was a handy device. Now, something, of course, that you might, if you were to use it, you want to keep inside your pocket or on your person, of course, in order for it to work properly. But it worked fine in that regard, and I have to say it was very, very handy. I loved it. It was really good. It worked just the way it was supposed to. The software was pretty easy to download, and there's really no issues at all. So for that aspect of this device, it was really good. I got to give an A for it in regards to that. It was really, really nice, and I would have to admit that in the corporate world, this would be a great device to have. I know that a lot of companies, for security purposes, they have their laptops or computers locked out after like 10 or 15 minutes of inactivity. And then, of course, so when you go back to your computer, you have to go back in and log in again. But with this device, if a company or a corporation would actually purchase these devices, very, very handy. Okay, it's just great. There's a policy in place stating that you have to keep this on your person while you're at work. This would be a very, very handy device in order to be able to lock and unlock your computer with virtually no hassle at all. Okay, so a great, great device for that, without question. For either personal use or commercial use, I think this would be a great device in regards to unlocking or locking your computer. So for that, I think the main purpose of this is actually to do that, is to unlock and lock your computer. This works great. Okay. Now, unfortunately, as you saw in the video as well, I tried to go ahead and connect it to my Android device as well as my Apple phone, okay, my iPhone 6, and could not get it to connect via Bluetooth. Now, there might be a hiccup or something with the software, possibly. I know that I also tried to download the firmware for this as well, as you saw in the video, and I wasn't able to download the firmware for some reason. So that was a little bit of a glitch as well. Because of the fact that I wasn't able to download the firmware, that may have
impeded this device to be able to connect via Bluetooth to my phones. And as you know, I spent 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 attempts, I guess, to try to connect the device to my phones, and it wouldn't do it. Now, there is one thing too that states in the instructional manual that if you get the Gatekeeper that's in the that's in the white box, okay, there is no need to do a firmware upgrade. I guess the upgrade's already been done, and no need to upgrade the firmware, as I attempted to do with this one that was sent to me in the black box. So that's something that I saw in the instructions here online, and this may have already been resolved, and now there may be no issues at all, and the glitch may have been worked out so that you're able to actually connect this device to your app on your Android phone or on your Apple phone. Okay, so and if that does work, that's great. You know, like I said, with your phone, if you do lose your keys somewhere, or you have this attached and you can't find your keys, and if you have your phone available, you can try to locate this here, which will locate your keys with a beep, and you'll be able to find your keys if you happen to misplace them or lose them or something like that. So, like I said, if that's sort of just an added benefit to this, you know, in regards to finding you know, a lost set of keys, if this is attached to it, and like I said, that'd be something you could really use and would probably be a helpful thing. Okay, so other than that, like I said, if the glitches are worked out with that, then everything would work, and this is a very, very handy device. But all in all, like I said, it's meant to unlock. One of the main things about it is to unlock and lock your computer, and for that purpose it worked great. So anyway, hopefully you liked the review of this Gatekeeper device, and if you want a little more information about it or whatnot, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description for you, so you can go ahead and take a look at the website over at gkchain.com and get more information about this device. So I have to again thank the folks over at CoolCad Electronics for sending me this device so I could go ahead and do a review on it. Thanks again for that. And if you have any comments or questions or whatnot, you can leave them in the comment section below. Okay, so that's basically it in regards to the Gatekeeper device. Okay, and I hope you enjoyed the review. And like I said, if you have any questions or any comments, please leave them in the comments section, and I'll be happy to read those comments over. Okay, so again, that's it, the Gatekeeper. Thanks again for watching, and take care, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, we'll see you again. Bye-bye.